Welcome back to my channel, Techno Trend Zone. Today, I've got something that's going to absolutely rock your world if you're into mirrorless cameras, professional photography, or next-gen video creation. Huge Sony A7V leaks have just surfaced. I'm talking about the specs, pricing details, and even the possible release window. And trust me, what I've uncovered will make you seriously rethink your next camera purchase. If you've been considering upgrading your gear or investing in a new hybrid camera over the next 6 months, you need to hear everything I'm about to share. This isn't just about saving you money, this could completely reshape your content creation setup, whether you're a photographer, videographer, or vlogger. Before we dive deep, the place where you get the freshest camera leaks, expert breakdowns, and in-depth reviews before anyone else. If you love staying ahead of the curve in the camera world, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss an exclusive drop. Let's get into it. Sony A7V, what's new? Multiple trusted industry sources have confirmed that Sony is preparing to equip the upcoming Sony A7V with a groundbreaking 44-megapixel full-frame sensor. This is a notable leap from the Sony A7IV's 33 megapixels, and this time, Sony isn't simply adding more pixels, they're adding more power behind them. But wait, it's not just about the sensor resolution. The Sony A7V is rumored to feature an advanced processing engine capable of achieving up to 20 frames per second continuous burst shooting. To put this in perspective, the A7 IV capped out at 10 frames per second. Doubling that burst speed pushes the A7V closer to flagship territory. We're talking about performance levels that mirror the high-end Sony A1 series, but at a much more accessible price point. For photographers focused on wildlife, sports, action, and fast-moving subjects, this could be a transformative upgrade. Missing the perfect shot because your camera couldn't keep up might soon be a thing of the past. AI-powered autofocus, smarter than ever. Here's where things get truly next level. The Sony A7V is rumored to include a built-in AI processing chip, not just a faster processor but an intelligent system that learns and adapts. Imagine a camera that doesn't just lock focus, it predicts what you're going to shoot next. Sony is reportedly pushing their autofocus system into uncharted territory. According to the leaks, the A7V's AI autofocus won't stop at tracking humans or animals. It will also support precision detection of vehicles, birds, and even tiny subjects like insects. For macro photographers, birders, and motorsport shooters, this could be a total game changer. The AI is expected to analyze movement patterns in real time, adjusting autofocus tracking on the fly, potentially giving content creators an entirely new level of creative freedom. This isn't just an incremental upgrade. This is a complete reinvention of autofocus technology, positioning the Sony A7V as one of the most advanced mirrorless cameras for 2025. Video specs: 4K 120 frames per second with no crop. Let's talk about what Sony's preparing for the video creators, vloggers, and hybrid shooters out there, and brace yourselves, because this is seriously exciting. The Sony A7V is rumored to shoot 4K video at a smooth 120 frames per second. With a no crop. Yes, you heard that right. Full sensor readout. No field of view loss. This means you'll get cinematic slow-motion footage while fully utilizing your wide-angle lenses. Compared to the A7 IV, which maxed out at 60 frames per second in 4K, this is an enormous leap, and it doesn't stop there. The Sony A7V is expected to feature 10-bit 4:2:2 internal recording with support for professional color profiles like S-Cinetone, HLG, and possibly S-Log4. These specs position the A7V as a near-perfect camera for serious filmmakers and YouTube creators who need flexible color grading, dynamic range, and the ability to produce broadcast-quality visuals without breaking the bank. If you're someone who's felt limited by the Sony A7 IV's video capabilities or has been considering the FX3 but hesitated due to its premium pricing, the A7V might be the camera that perfectly bridges that gap. For those looking to level up their vlogging equipment or professional video production setups, this camera could be the new go-to in the mirrorless market. Build quality, borrowed from Sony's flagship. Several leaks also suggest that Sony plans to upgrade the A7V's body design and electronic viewfinder to match their flagship cameras, potentially adopting a design similar to the Sony A1's rugged, weather-sealed chassis. This means the A7 may 5th offer professional-grade durability with a premium feel, larger buttons, improved grip, and the gorgeous high-resolution EVF that makes composition feel more like looking through glass than a screen. Point 1 of the most exciting hardware improvements is said to be enhanced thermal management. If you've used the A7 IV for long video sessions, you know that overheating is a real issue. Sony is reportedly working on new internal heat dissipation technology for the A7V that will allow extended recording without interruptions. For creators who film long podcasts, interviews, weddings, or travel vlogs in warm climates. This improvement alone could be worth the upgrade. Pricing. Surprisingly competitive now. Let's talk about the Sony A7V price. When I first saw the rumored numbers, I had to double check because they seemed almost too good to be true. According to industry insiders, the Sony A7V is expected to launch somewhere between $2,700 and $3,000. That's only a modest price bump over the A7V's original launch price of $2,499. Considering that the A7V appears to offer features previously limited to $6,000 plus flagship bodies, like 20 frames per second burst shooting, AI autofocus, 4K 120 frames per second video, 10-bit color, and improved build quality, this price could potentially disrupt the entire mid-tier mirrorless camera market. Some leaks even hint that Sony may attempt to keep the price under $3,000 to aggressively undercut competitors like the Canon R6 Mark II and the Nikon Z6 III. If this holds true, the A7V might become the most value-packed mirrorless camera available for hybrid creators in 2025. It could very well be the best camera for photographers and videographers under $3,000 at launch. Release date. When can you get it? According to the latest reports, Sony has registered a new camera model with certification bodies as recently 2025. Insiders speculate that this camera is likely the A7V and that Sony is gearing up for a summer 2025 announcement, possibly between August and September. However, actual shipping dates might stretch into late 2025 or even early 2026. Some Reddit leaks and supply chain chatter suggest that Sony could face production bottlenecks, which might delay wide availability until the first quarter of 2026. Should you wait for the Sony A7V? If you're a professional photographer, content creator, vlogger, or a hybrid shooter looking for a future-proof camera that won't completely drain your budget, the Sony A7V is shaping up to be an absolute powerhouse. Until then, keep those cameras rolling, and I'll see you in the next one.